Three guys and a bear are ready for the offseason. And here's Coach Brandor.
You can hear
40% of all intros are birds.
They really
Yeah.
are. And I think
I mean-
Rob's bird has been revitalized from the offseason.
Birds sing. Look, birds. They sing. They sing songs. You know what I'm saying? That's all
I
I'm
can't
saying.
fight that. He's got a
That's
point.
right.
there.
That's right.
Mhm.
Birds do sing songs.
Yep.
They sing songs all the time.
I have to
And
turn to science for this one.
currently, the NFL is singing the song of free agency as the teams hustle and bustle their ways to new looks, new seasons, and new dreams.
What is this, a real podcast? What are you doing?
I was trying to do my.
and by
It's
golly
like a
gee willikers, they're
ESPN
about to go
intro.
down on the town.
I was just trying to do my like ESPN or whatever station
Right.
whenever they're just like, and what they're doing here is they're seeing something we may not have seen before.
We have created the driest, most inoffensive script possible to talk about the most edgy news in sports.
Me
But
like
what
40
matters
minutes.
most is payment in delivery.
I was gonna say me like 40 minutes into a YouTube essay, dude.
This is
But what they
John
didn't
Jacobs, Jingleheimer Schmidt, and what he's done is not something you'd hear every day. He signed
Johnny
with the New York
Appleseed
Jets.
traveled across the entire country, but what you didn't know may shock you.
Dude, I hate those AI voice ones.
Oh, those are. Oh, there's
That's
gonna be
so
more of that.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think they have to they're gonna start making it so you have to clarify it's AI voice.
Well, bro, that's actually that's hilarious. That like I might have been fearing for my job had I held on to my voiceover gigs for those YouTube channels.
Oh yeah.
They're straight up the prime candidates for this.
That's actually true. In fact,
they're already
Apollo
doing
isn't
it.
even real. He's an AI right now.
Right. Yeah. No, we didn't want to bring that up, but yeah, he's
Yeah.
been trained the model and it's been pretty effective. Honestly, like I think it's pretty easy to train you on this
Joe
podcast model. There's
Biden.
only a few different. Yeah. No. See, he's got it.
Joe Biden.
There it is.
That's usually what we talk about. How's Joey doing? How's old Joey Bags?
Oh,
I don't know. So the NFL offseason is occurring, and we've had plenty of occurrences, trades, free agent signings. Like we got everything, re-signings, releases.
Controversial
I got signed to a
ones.
team.
Yep.
Like it's been nuts.
Yeah, Bear got signed. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So let's see. Should we go team by team, or should we go like position, or what?
Let's go team by team, and we'll start with Dallas.
Okay, so next up,
all in.
it's funny. Hey, you know what? Dallas did sign Eric Kendricks, former linebacker of the Vikings, and
that one.
the other team he was on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
They
That's right.
The Cowboys also re-signed Carl Davis Jr. and Trent Sieg, their long snapper, and Jordan Lewis.
Well done, Dallas.
They brought some
Look at that.
teammates back.
Look at that. That's they're really making moves to get over the top next year.
Big time.
Yeah, big time moves. All right, here we go. We'll start with the Arizona Cardinals. They're first on the list. They've actually had a pretty good offseason so far. So they re-signed LJ Collier, edge rush. They signed Sean Murphy Bunting, corner. I love
Is he
his
Bunting or is that his name?
I think that's his name, but he could be Bunting. There's
Still up for debate.
Yeah, it's up for debate. I was gonna say condescending evidence, and I don't even think that makes sense. I think I meant contradict. I don't know.
It's
Then
off-season, man. Who
It's the
cares?
off season.
Off
who
season,
cares?
baby.
They signed
We're
Belial
at the top
Nichols.
of our game. Did you say Daryl Nipples?
Belial
We're at the
Nichols.
top of our game.
Didn't they just make a trade today that was interesting?
They did.
Did
Hold on, it's there. So we had Justin Jones, defensive lineman, Mac Wilson, DJ Dallas, the running back, They extended Keith Ishmael, signed Jonah
but who
Williams.
got Daryl Nipples.
They released DJ Humphries, and they traded for Desmond Ritter.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I don't
was the trade?
understand how these because I think Mitch Trubisky got re-signed somewhere. Desmond Ritter is getting traded.
Yeah.
What was the other one that was like just? Oh yeah, Mac Jones got traded. Like,
Oh yeah.
these are all like quarterbacks that like have provably been terrible even as a backup role, and yet.
I mean, I don't know. Mac, he would be a very quality backup, I feel like.
He got benched for Bailey Zappi like 5 times.
He did
Rob.
get
Yeah,
benched 5 times.
but
like
he
literally
also-
like 5 times.
But he did also win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So,
That's
as
really
far
helping
as-
him out right now.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, as a backup, I would like to have, I would,
As a backup, I'm like, whatever. Because once you hit the backup quarterback, you're probably kind of screwed anyway. It's just like you got to hold the fort
Yeah.
down for as long as you can. So, no.
Yeah,
They
that's
traded
true.
Rondale Moore for Desmond Ritter, the wide receiver.
and no picks.
No picks, just a player swap, which is kind of crazy in this day. And
Wow.
age.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not
Really
bad,
unique.
then. Really.
Yeah. Because the Falcons probably want wide receivers for their new quarterback.
That's right.
And
Oh,
they
boy.
don't need Desmond Ritter anymore because they got a new quarterback.
Right.
So that's the Cardinals so far. They're just doing some moves, nothing crazy. I think Jonah Williams he's the Bengals tackle, so they got tackle help. That's something. So I mean,
Mhm.
it seems like an
Well
all
done,
right.
Arizona. I hope you improve. I don't hate
Yeah.
you. I hope you guys do better.
You're
They
allowed to be okay.
they can
They
only
are-
improve, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they're like one of the most historically cursed franchises in.
They're up
all
there.
of
They're
American
They are
they're in
up
like
professional
the
sports.
Vikings, Jets kind of area of like just
Yeah.
I mean, at least the Jets have a championship. Like, the Cards
true.
have been around since the late 1800s and didn't
Cards-
win anything before or after the Super Bowl.
I feel like their biggest claim to fame by far is Larry Fitzgerald.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
they,
I mean, and he's incredible.
he is incredible. They need to just swap their team logo from a cardinal. It's not like crazy enough. They need to go with
Change
a
it to
different
Larry
bird.
Fitzgerald.
They could just become the Fitzgeralds.
Yeah.
I mean, we
it is
have
a bit of a drop off because
They
they,
could
they
be-
have like the Suns, which is like the all powerful thing in our universe, and then they have what the Wolves or something. Red Wolf. Wait, what is the hockey one?
the Coyotes,
Coyotes.
don't
Coyotes
they-
are cool.
How
And-
about
and they're all
the
like around Arizona. Like
How
what about
about the
Scorpions?
Arizona Phoenixes, and you can move them to Phoenix,
okay.
Arizona,
That's pretty cool.
That'd be- yeah,
right?
Yeah, I mean,
Is there any other part of Arizona? I'm pretty sure they're already there.
they might be. I'm not sure.
There's got to be very little chance. There's like 2 cities in Arizona. It's like Phoenix and Tucson.
What's
Yeah.
funny is every other good city in Arizona is way better than Phoenix. Like Phoenix is hell.
they could be like the Toucans for Tucson, right? You get some Toucan Sam sponsors.
yeah, I
you
can get
go.
down on that.
Yeah, serve Fruit Loops at the stadium. Anyway, that's what the Cardinals did. Then we had the Falcons. They released Jonnu Smith. Cool. They re-signed Nate Landman. I don't know who that is. And then they signed Kirk Cousins.
And they're in trouble for it.
Yep, and they're in trouble.
Yeah.
4
Apparently they were,
years,
180
180 mil.
4 years, 180, and they were talking to him before they were supposed to.
The Falcons are instantly good now. That team is instantly very scary.
Yeah, they're especially in the shitty NFC South.
Yeah, that team is immediate favorites for that division, and I don't know. I mean, they have Bijan Robinson, who's insane.
Yep.
and-
We were constantly talking about them in terms of like, if only it wasn't helmed by Desmond Ritter, that they would be pretty good. And then,
Yeah.
there we go. They solved the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also signed Darnell Mooney, the former Bears receiver.
I forgot about that. That's a really sneaky good signing too.
Yeah, he's like really good. And then he's just had to play on the Bears, so I think he'll look better.
Mhm.
And then they acquired Rondale Moore. They signed Ray McLeod.
Yeah, they got McLeod as well. I mean,
So-
that offense is solid, dude.
Yeah, they're loading up.
Yeah.
Plus, they already have like good receivers in.
Michael Pittman or Pitts? I always confuse Pitt and Pittman.
Kyle
I know
Pitts is
Kyle
Pitts.
Pitts, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
Kyle Pitts.
God. What's his name? Falcons receiver Michael Pittman's on the Colts.
Oh yeah, they got like a new
So,
rookie too, right?
uh,
We were talking about all the time. I forgot his
Drake
name.
London. Drake
Yeah,
London's
London.
their
Oh man, yeah, he's so
London.
good.
I think
yeah.
this is
Yeah,
like
he
an
is good.
instant Super Bowl contender team, like straight up.
They're very good now, on paper. Anyway.
I'd say
I mean, that division?
I don't know about their defense. I actually don't know anything about their defense, so that's
I don't either.
the concerning part. But their offense is looking pretty good.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, this could be like a Lions situation, or maybe they're really good offensively, and then their defense sucks, and then next year they build it up.
I feel like you pair a really good quarterback with a team that has a very good shot at running the ball and a really solid, like Bijan Robinson type. Like you're going to the moon with that.
Yeah.
Who's the head coach?
The
new guy.
Falcons
I don't
again?
know.
Yeah, new guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Because
know.
they fired they fired the guy who's now on my team. So.
Yeah, they fired that guy.
Yeah.
It's Raheem Morris, which is he's okay, I guess. He doesn't like inspire you. Like, oh yeah, we got Raheem Morris, dude. It's like, didn't this guy already coach with us? He was okay. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it was
he's
years
alright.
ago. He hasn't had a head coaching gig in a long time, so I'm sure he's improved since. I mean, it's been like over 10 years. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But either way, the Falcons are looking better. It's also going to depend on how Kirk Cousins heals from his Achilles.
Oh, that's fair too.
So that'll be big. So this could be one of those Broncos things where like, dude, the Broncos are gonna be unstoppable, and then they're like last place.
I honestly, can I? All right.
You can.
Is it weird to anybody else that they're actually moving on from Kirk Cousins?
I don't.
Are they
think
just
so.
like full? Are they going like full rebuild?
I think we were talking
they have to.
about. Yeah, we were kind of figuring out if they're gonna rebuild or not, and I feel like if they signed him for another 4 years, it's like I feel like a 4-year contract's pretty crazy for a guy coming off an Achilles and he's like in his late 30s.
So the thing that I was gonna say is that because I feel like we talked about this over the course of the past weeks, which is that shouldn't they trade Justin Jefferson then?
They might.
They
I mean,
might.
he's not signed.
Yeah. I mean, like I mean, I don't know. They're gonna get a new rookie QB. Are they gonna do it this year?
Probably.
Yes, right. Like, did they?
Well, they signed Darnold.
Yeah, they signed Sam
They
Darnold.
signed, right, but that's clearly a bridge.
Yeah, it is. I can't imagine them being like, "We got our quarterback, guys. Here he is, Sammy D." Yeah, they're gonna draft one. There's especially in this draft where there's like 800 quarterbacks or whatever.
So they're 11.
Mhm.
The Tankathon's mock draft has the top 3 coming off the board 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they can move up to 3 or 2 or even. But maybe they just sit and try to get one of the like other quarter because there's JJ McCarthy.
I mean, right now they're the guys at the top 3 are the Bears, the football team, and the Patriots.
Yeah.
So I don't see any of them moving, right? Like they're all gonna go for a QB.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still like the guys like Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix that looked really good, and they're like mocked in the 2nd round. So I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
They probably could go for one of those.
Well, this mock draft has them going for a person named JJ McCarthy.
Yes, that's the Michigan quarterback that won the title.
Okay.
But
So,
he's also one of those guys where it didn't really seem like he had to pass. He just kind of ran, and then the team around him was just really good. So I don't know how good he is, but
I have yet to do my QB analysis of this year, so
we'll see. We're getting there. We're closing in on the time.
Yep, we're closing.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like with I don't know. It feels weird with Justin Jefferson because he's so good.
Yeah. I mean, they still might bring him back because obviously, if you get a rookie quarterback, they're gonna need help, and throwing to Justin Jefferson is pretty good to help him out.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Is that like that would be really nice, but oh yeah, it's this year.
Yes.
He's signed. He signed until the end of this season, so that's it. Just one.
Oh, okay. So he's still
So
signed for the year. It's just
he's signed for the year, but so then now the question is like, are they going to give him a big contract? Because that would also be very.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
He's
I guess
gonna
he
want
could.
one.
He's really good.
yeah. I mean, he's gonna want one. Well, now you don't have to pay Kirk Cousins. Maybe just give him the money.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
So-
you'll have a QB on a rookie deal. So
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Plus, the NFC North's getting kind of crazy now. So I don't know if they can even compete that well this year anyway. So we'll see.
definitely not.
Yeah. Then we had the Baltimore Ravens.
Boy.
And yeah, they had quite the signings here. So they re-signed Nelson Aguilar, Justin Madubuke. Did I say that right?
I have no idea.
Close. I don't know.
Yeah, 4 years, $98 million. He got the bag.
Hell yeah.
And then the big signing is they signed Derrick Henry.
2 years, 16 mil. Derrick Henry
Oh,
is
boy.
29.
Yeah.
It's 30. Just
He's
turned
old
30.
now. He's old.
Yep.
He's old.
It's
Old.
it's
Yeah,
over the
he's
hill
basically
for running
dead.
backs, dude. Yeah.
But
no,
it's Derrick Henry. So,
I don't know, man. He
Well,
had
I
a
mean,
down year, and
hey.
I feel like he's not going to be nearly as good as, it's impossible for him to be as good as he once was. But I don't think he's even going to be that serviceable anymore, to be honest.
Frank Gore played till he's like 40.
I
Yeah.
know, but that's
I think he
Frank
was
fucking
just
Gore.
he was also part of the shitty ass Titans offense, which was they can't
Yeah.
pass and their offensive line couldn't block, and that was it. They had they had Hopkins running around. That was their
We've
offense.
had a lot of Henry conversation on the show recently. He's like notably on a statistical downturn, but even still is like performing pretty well for a running back. Like he still had like nearly 1,200 yards on the ground last year at an average of 4.2 a carry. Like that's really good. But
Yeah.
I guess just my expectation, like I think I need to reframe it. Yeah, it's more so like he's still going to be good, but he's not going to be Derrick Henry anymore. He's going to be like sort of just like regular. He's going to be a
Yeah.
human.
Unless him being in this offense revitalizes him. Because it's possible. Like when you have Lamar Jackson play action and then everybody's biting on that, and then you have good offensive line, and like this might be what he needs. Just like a solid offense.
I'd love to eat crow about this, dude. I'd be thrilled to see a Derrick Henry return.
Would you
to
eat
form.
Raven?
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, important to note though, like it's the Ravens, so I don't think that there's any situation in which he's gonna be, getting the kind of carries that he got in Tennessee.
Yeah,
like he's gonna be splitting with Gus Edwards. And
They released Gus Edwards.
No Gus Edwards, brother.
oh,
Yes.
right, yeah, sorry, not.
Yeah.
He's
not
on
him.
the Chargers now.
Yes, he's on the
okay.
Chargers now. From one Harbaugh to the other.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's probably better for him at this point in his career too. Keep him a bit more like fresh.
Yeah.
So I think the Ravens are a good spot for him. But
Yeah,
we'll
for
see. We'll see.
Mhm.
We will see. Then we got the Bills. Bills.
the Bills.
They released everybody. They released Jordan Poyer, Saran Neal, Mitch Morse, Naheem Hines, Deontay Hardy, and they signed Mitch Trubisky.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they released Tre'Davious White. They pretty much their entire secondary got released for cap reasons. And then they
Not looking good for the Bills.
no, and then they just re-signed some of their guys and their
You know what that sound was?
what was it?
Oh, was that?
That
was
the sound of the
window closing. That's what it was.
Oh no!
Oh boy. They signed Nicholas Morrow, linebacker, and Mac Hollins, wide receiver. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something. I think the big thing for the Bills, they have 11 draft picks. So they've hit the
a lot of
point.
draft picks.
Yeah, they've hit the point where I think they're just like, we gotta get younger. Like, obviously, this team's not gonna do it. So I think they're just trying to do like a mini reset. I think that's where they're at. And,
Reload.
Yeah, they're trying to
You
reload.
still have an insane offense. Like you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
still do it. It's just gonna be a lot harder now.
Allen's in
Yeah.
his prime. Like he's
Yeah.
still great, but it's just they just really don't have enough, and they lost a bunch, so it got a lot harder.
It's extra hard now because he's a turnover machine too. So now your defense is worse. Every time he turns the ball over, you're going to give up 7 points. Ugh.
It's a tough period because this almost every QB goes through this where it's like, all right, Josh Allen, now you're on a team where it's you.
Yeah.
You got to carry this team to the playoffs. Good luck.
Yeah.
You know?
Big QB curse that for some reason Kansas City's immune to, but
yeah,
it's a lot of it is Travis Kelce helping Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we mentioned in another podcast, but like, Pat Mahomes might end up in a situation where he doesn't have Travis Kelce anymore or Andy Reid, because Andy Reid's not young, like he's I think 68. He's one of the oldest coaches.
Yeah,
he might
it's going to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when.
But I mean, like he's probably going to retire before Mahomes retires. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mahomes is close to just like finishing his career in terms of like not being old, but rather just like having done so much that even if he fell off a cliff, he's going to go down as one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
You just made me think, how wild would it be if he retires at 30 like Luck?
Yeah. Well, that'd be insane.
He is the opposite of that kind of person.
Yeah, he's the opposite.
Yeah, I know,
dude won, and then the next day was like, I want another.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. No, he's gonna Brady it. He's gonna be like 42 years old playing football still.
Yeah.
Which may result in Reid and Kelce also.
I'll tell you what, Jim. The competitive spirit of Patrick Mahomes is just
no, it's the off season. We don't have to listen to this. It's the off season.
Yeah.
We don't have to hear his voice until September, okay?
Yeah. Which is good for the Bills.
We will, because the Chiefs will have their first game, so we will get a Chris Collinsworth Patrick Mahomes game as the first game of the season, which is great. Honestly, maybe the worst thing about the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl is that it guarantees the first game of the season is a Chris Collinsworth Patrick Mahomes game.
It sure does. The Bills are in a weird spot and they're trying to rebuild, but younger. Panthers are trying to fix their entire team.
They got some stuff.
They got some stuff. So they traded Brian Burns to the Giants. And let's see, what did they get for him? They got a 2024 second and fifth round pick, which seems kind of low. I thought they'd get like a second and a third, or like, I think there was a point at some point somebody was offering them like a first or 2 firsts like last season.
Oof.
So this is a classic Panther blunder.
Yeah, that is a classic blunder.
Yeah, so they trade him. They get some stuff. They released Von Bell. They did sign Robert Hunt, 5 years, $100 million to be a guard, and then they signed Damian Lewis, 4 years, $53 million. So they're bolstering that O-line, and then they traded for Deontay Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, I would have liked to have kept Deontay Johnson because he's like good, right? Mm. But because of the Pittsburgh nightmare offensive situation, it's really hard to gauge how good he is.
Yeah.
Because we never really got to see him like fully shine. So I don't know, man. My issue with Carolina is still that I don't think Bryce Young is very good, but we'll see. That being said, a lot of the Steelers fans were memeing on Deontay Johnson because you can literally, and someone did, make a highlight reel of him running the wrong direction. It's his favorite thing to do. And said like there's literally like 5 different plays from like the last 2 seasons of him catching the ball on like 3rd and 2. Just like all he has to do is run forward and put some pressure into the guy and he'll get a first down, and he just runs backwards and loses like 3 yards.
You made it sound like he always gets confused, like he doesn't know what direction he's supposed to go.
It's just always a comedy of errors of like, he's like, well, if I juke this guy, I'll get 10 yards instead of 2 yards. And it's like, it's 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
You don't need 10 yards. And
Well,
it's I don't know. I think it's kind of a 50-50. I think he could be what they need. I think he also could just kind of be there and not really solve the problem.
Yeah, it's the Panthers, so he'll probably be bad.
I think it makes a lot of sense that they're spending so much money on their O-line, though. Like they're trying to protect their asset.
Yeah, what a novel idea.
Yeah, so they're getting, 2 O-linemen to help protect him, and then they're getting a new wide receiver for him. So, like, they're clearly like, all right, Bryce Young, we're, like, giving you some stuff. Let's see what you can actually do, okay? And then they're probably going to draft stuff for him. So this is his year to be like, all right, that was just my shitty team around me. Now let me show you, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not quite, but they're getting there.
They're getting there, yeah. Then they also signed Ashawn Robinson and Josie Jewell on defense. Cool. I think Ashawn Robinson was pretty good, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure. Who was he with? He was with the Giants? I think he was with the Giants. Whatever. All right. Then we had the Chicago Bears, who have also been an interesting team. So they released Eddie Jackson, their safety, and guard Cody Whitehair. They acquired Ryan Bates, a guard from the Bills, like a backup guard. They re-signed Jaylon Johnson, their really good corner, for 4 years, $76 million. And then they signed Kevin Byard, the safety. Byard. And I think he just did okay, so I'm like, whatever. He got traded to the Eagles, then the Eagles were just like, he kind of sucks, and they got rid of him. They signed DeAndre Swift for 3 years, $24 million. Seems like DeAndre Swift was good, but like, I think he's also just an injury-prone running back, and I don't know. I just don't trust injury-prone running back.
Only in like year 3, I thought he just.
Oh, he's good. He was with the Lions, and then he went to the Eagles.
Yeah, that was only for 1 year though. He had 1,000 yards on the Eagles last year. He's still.
Well, that's the thing. He's good. It's just he gets injured a lot, which is that was why Detroit got rid of him. They're like, dude, this guy can't stay healthy, so they got rid of him.
And a 3-year deal though.
Yeah, no, he got his money. He got 3 years, $24 million. So it's a little pricey, but if he stays healthy, he's really good. If he's not healthy, it's not great. And based on his track record, he did, first 3 seasons, he'd miss on average 3 to 4 games. But he only missed 1 game last year. So we'll see. Maybe do. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then they signed Gerald Everett from the Chargers, Jonathan Owens, the former Packer that's married to Simone Biles. And then that'll be
relevant later.
Yeah. And then they signed backup quarterback.
And here she is.
They signed Brett Rippon, which that's a Chicago Bears signing if I've ever seen one. Brett Rippon's the guy that started for the Rams against the Packers, and it was maybe one of the worst quarterback displays I've ever seen. So he'll fit right in there.
Am I crazy in that, like, maybe instead of getting a guaranteed bad backup quarterback, you just draft like a late round quarterback? Because like picks like 4, 5, 6, 7 are not great, but at least you're taking a chance on someone who might be decent enough to be a backup
quarterback.
But you know what I mean? Like,
it's
gotta, like, why don't teams do that more? Like, stop signing the guaranteed we're going to lose backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's like I think it's very similar to the coaching conversation we were having, where instead of taking chances with people that don't actually have experience with it, they would much rather sign a person who had played in the NFL and played quarterback. Yeah, they lost, but they did it. You know what I mean? That's still important to them.
Yeah.
Well, I think the idea is
they literally did it. Yeah, they played the game of football for the NFL as a quarterback. All right, fine.
A lot of backup QBs end up being coaches, right? Because like the even if you can't do it on the field, that doesn't mean that you don't learn from playing, right? And they're going to get a rookie, so they want basically his experience.
It's just like the real world. It's just like any other job, dude. Like if you have experience doing it, you got a leg up over someone who's probably a better candidate.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we've already proven that doesn't mean shit in the
No, it's
hiring
not. That's
process.
right.
Yeah, okay.
How it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
As long as you admit that this is stupid,
Yeah,
I will agree
yeah,
that it's a thing that
yeah.
happens.
So the big story here with the Bears is that they still have Justin Fields. He is still
Yeah.
on the team.
I mean, is he though? Because Wikipedia says he's on the Steelers. Like they just
Definitely
changed
not.
it.
Well,
I'm confused. I
Yeah.
get that lots of people don't think Justin Fields is good,
mhm.
but I really don't think it's a situation where he's definitely bad.
Mhm.
I don't think that's where we're at because, like, and so I'm shocked that a team that does not have a quarterback has not signed him. Like, he's better than Brett Rippon. I know the Bears signed Brett Rippon, but like,
Yeah.
he's better than Mitch Trubisky. He's better than a lot of shit. So like, are you telling me no one wants to even try? It's weird to me, man.
This is kind of the inverse of the conversation we were just having, which is very strange that nobody wants to go with somebody who's proven to be a winner in a lot of circumstances. Like he's proven to be a difference maker.
I think the issue is that the Bears are asking too much and nobody wants to pay it because people are looking at the quarterback market right now. And there's like some trades going on for quarterbacks where it's just like Sam Howell got traded and it was like a third and a fifth like swap with a fourth and a sixth or something. Like they just moved up around in both those rounds and like that was it. So I think the Bears are like, we want like a second or a third rounder for Fields, and people are like, we'll give you like a fifth and we'll like swap our third rounders or something, and they don't want to do it.
Well, I think that's really the main thing, right? Is that
Yeah.
like you could trade for him, or you could just pick up a free agent, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a leverage situation because the Bears clearly are gonna not keep him on the team. They
Yeah.
want to shop him.
Yeah.
And so teams are like, all right, well, we'll just wait.
Yeah. Just
You
wait
know?
until the Bears are like, we'll release him because nobody
I can
wants
see
him.
that. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
So I think the Bears will trade him at some point, and I don't think they're going to get what they want. It's probably going to be a team like the Raiders. Like the Raiders just released the Garoppolo too. So I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But even then, yeah, like they're probably just like, we'll just draft a quarterback. So we'll see what happens. I don't think they're keeping him and being like, he's our starter. Like I still think they're going to take Caleb Williams, but we'll see.
Yeah.
God, Caleb Williams is just such a Bears pick too. I
It
feel
really
like.
is a Bears pick. I just don't see. I don't know. We'll see what our quarterback expert Rob thinks when he breaks the film down.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just something. It
There's
gives
something
me,
off about this, right? Like it feels too obvious what's about to happen.
Well,
Yeah.
he's the QB from USC, right?
Yeah.
Cursed.
Never again.
Yeah.
I refuse.
He just reminds me of like even with Trevor Lawrence, where like this dude's Peyton Manning, and it's like he's okay. Like he was, but they literally were like Trevor Lawrence is like quarterback god coming from the heaven, and it gives me same vibes. They're like he's coming down from the heavens to bless whoever drafts him. I'm just like, I don't know.
I have truly seen nothing of any of the QBs. Yeah.
So I'm in a position where it's hard to distinguish like the real analysis from just the haters.
Yeah.
But like I've seen a lot of people be like Caleb Williams is the most overrated first pick for around whatever first position pick
Right.
that has ever existed. And I'm like, I'm seeing a lot of that. So does that mean he's actually maybe good? Because they're
Yeah,
not all
right.
saying he's the greatest
Maybe.
ever. How does this work? No one really knows.
Yeah. I don't know why there's like an unnecessary amount of hate for him. It is kind of weird, but
Yeah, this is the season for it, right?
Well,
Where everybody gets to make bold claims about who's going to be the
We
greatest QB
literally
of all time.
saw this play out last year. Everyone was like Bryce Young, the GOAT.
This is every
Yeah.
year,
And it's like, no, actually CJ Stroud was like 20 times better than Bryce Young.
yeah. We'll watch
And
like
led his team to the playoffs.
we'll watch like Caleb Williams for like 5 picks, then Jaden Daniels on the Commanders just like balling out. There's like Jaden Daniels is insane.
the Zach Wilson, no, the Sam Darnold draft was supposed to be a legendary, draft.
Yeah.
Actually, I think so was the Zach Wilson one. I think people were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, they say that with every draft, but I mean, I
Yeah.
think in particular because Trevor Lawrence was coming out. So Yeah, I mean, you literally never know. It could be none of these guys are even on a team in 3 years, or you have 3 Hall of Famers here,
Yeah. I mean,
and they go 1, 2, 3.
the last good quarterback draft we had was 2020, which is when we had Joe Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Jordan Love, and what's his name on the Jalen Hurts.
Oh, that is a really good draft. Yeah.
Yeah, literally every one of them is starting like 4 years later.
And very good.
Yeah, and they're all doing
that
great.
is a very good draft.
So that's probably the last good draft we had.
You know what? To my recollection, I don't remember a lot of people saying that was a legendary QB draft.
Yeah, I don't I don't think so either. It was like Joe Burrow, I remember, was like gonna be crazy, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the Bengals are up next. And they franchise tag T. Higgins, but he wants to be traded, so they're probably going to trade T. Higgins.
He's gonna get a fucking bag, dude.
He is. They signed Geno Stone, who is the Ravens safety. He seemed pretty good. They signed Zach Moss, the running back from the Colts, and they signed Von Bell and Sheldon Rankins. They also traded Joe Mixon away. He's gone.
I don't know what this Bengals team. You want to talk about windows closing? I feel like they lost and are losing lots of pieces.
Yeah.
Well, they always had been in the situation where they were benefiting off of rookie contracts and people that were, not having to be fully paid their value yet.
Yeah,
So.
and they haven't even hit the full Joe Burrow brick wall
Right.
they're going to hit in a few years.
They're about to hit the Bills wall.
Yeah, so I don't know what the Bengals do from here on out, but I think you got to strap down and do some clever Madden GMing right now. We're like, okay, where are we going to get our best value? Because we're kind of poor right now, and we need to make sure we don't get Burrow killed again.
I think they're basically hoping. I mean, I assume, basically they're hoping that Burrow Chase is Mahomes Kelsey, right?
Yeah,
and can just carry everything else.
It's certainly the top 2 in the priority list for
I would think
assets to keep.
They would be royalty in Cincinnati, I would feel like.
I mean, we had Browning throwing the Chase, and he was still looking insane.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is throw it up to him, and he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Plus, it was actually an all right thing for the Bengals because they were going to release Joe Mixon, but then they ended up getting a 7th for him, and Joe Mixon goes to the Texans.
Yeah.
Mixon.
I'm so excited to watch the Texans. I know.
Yeah,
they're going to be them yet, but
very good.
Texans are going to be good this year.
Mixon was certainly a lot lower on that priority list.
Yeah,
so that makes sense.
Yeah. So Bengals, they're probably just happy they're getting healthy Joe Burrow for a season again.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Speaking of the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns are up next. Yep.
Jameis.
They got Jameis Winston
playing backup, presumably, although I don't know how
he'll
long
probably
that's
be
gonna last.
starting.
Yeah.
It's week 3, he'll be starting.
It's the perpetual laugh at the Browns hour now.
Yay! It's my favorite.
Yep. They traded for Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos.
That's so funny.
And they how much? What was the trade actually?
They got a 5th and a 6th in 2024.
Yeah. Which I don't know. Jeudy, I keep thinking he's good, and then he doesn't really do that much.
He's not good. I don't think he's good.
I think I keep thinking he's good because he was a first rounder.
He had a solid start to the year, if I recall correctly, last year, and then kind of fell off. Or is that? Oh no, I think that was the other Broncos receiver.
He was notably a bad. I mean, he's perfect for the Browns. He had a bad attitude, so he's great.
He said, "quote It's surreal. I feel like I'm wanted."
Oh boy.
So he's already taking shots at the Broncos.
Yeah.
Who am I confusing him with? Who was the other receiver on the Broncos last year that did pretty well?
I know you're talking about.
You can move on. I'll figure it out.
All right. Yeah, Jerry Jeudy was former first-round pick, and he's just kind of been...
Sutton.
Oh, yeah, Sutton.
God, slapped the microphone. I got so excited.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I remember he was supposed to be really good, and then he's just kind of maybe it's an attitude thing, maybe it's just the product of being in Denver, which it was Denver, but still. Yeah, we'll see. And then the Browns also did some other stuff, re-signed players. They signed Neiman Hines or Naheem. Is it Neiman or Naheem?
Naheem.
Oh, it is Naheem. Jordan Hicks. Zadarius Smith is back. Devin Bush, Quentin Jefferson.
I hope this team sucks shit.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I do.
Having to watch them be overrated for all season just to have them fucking get annihilated in the playoffs. I mean, to be fair, satisfying but annoying for a large period of time.
Yeah. It's I mean, until Ass Clown's not the quarterback, then that's fine. Even then, I don't know.
Well,
they've permanently lost our good graces.
They really have.
It's just asinine.
Maybe when they fully embrace the elf and they like put it on their helmet or something, that'll score them some points.
Oh, well, maybe.
Or Haslam cells.
Yeah, that too. Then we had the Cowboys, who we covered already. Then we had the Broncos, who released Russell Wilson.
Wonder where he went.
Yeah, I wonder where he went. Well, I'm sure we'll find out pretty soon.
Yeah, eventually.
They released
Which
Pro Bowler.
is just fucking wild. Can we just reiterate how wild it is?
It is pretty wild. Yeah, they one of like the biggest dead cap hits in NFL history.
Is it not the biggest? It's gotta be.
I think
right?
it is the biggest, actually. Yeah, by like quite. I think it's the biggest by like 40 million. Like it's
I
a lot.
don't think so. It's absurd. Like it. Not only is it inflated for like every season gets bigger, but like it's just stupid to do that.
It's got to be one of the worst trades of all time at this point.
No, it's
Maybe
not
worst.
even like it's one where you don't even have an argument for the other side of it. It's just surface level dumb as shit.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Then they released Pro Bowler Justin Simmons, their safety. They released Chris Manhertz, what a name. Re-signed PJ Locke.
He chose the right profession.
He did.
Those last names, this still appropriate for their profession. Like how it used to be the Taylors and the Smiths.
Right.
They re-signed.
My grandfather been hurting men. My great granddaddy.
They re-signed Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Yay!
Oh
yeah. And I believe even though his name is Lil Jordan Humphrey, I remember what's his name? The one announcer guy called him Little Jordan Humphrey. Kevin Harlan. He was like, Little Jordan Humphrey. Like it's just a tiny version of him running around.
Yeah.
And then they signed Malcolm Roach, defensive lineman. I don't know.
It's kind of weird to see Jason McCourty instead of him being involved in the trades to be reporting them. Like it's his name in parentheses next to the signing of Michael Burton. This is weird.
It is a little weird.
Older. I don't like being older is the point of that comment.
I feel ya.
So overall, the Broncos are in a terrible spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did some dumb stuff.
They did some dumb stuff, and now
Really
they're trying
bad.
to heal.
Yeah.
So next up, we got the Detroit Lions.
Basically, like just re-signed everyone, and just kind of we're like, we're good, we're gonna go again.
Yeah,
they
they
traded
basically
for
re-signed.
Carlton Davis too, but that's
Yeah, they trade for Carlton
whatever.
Davis. Which what did they give up for Carlton Davis? They
gave up a third.
Okay. I mean, they acquired Carlton Davis, a 6th rounder this year and a 6th rounder next year for a third.
Yeah.
So they actually got a little bit. Okay. I mean, that's all right.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah. And then they also signed Marcus Davenport, who I remember used to be good. I remember the Saints traded up with the Packers to get him in the first round. I think he was good. From everything I've saw, he's good. He just gets hurt. They were like, you're going to love him for the 2 games he plays. And I was like, all right. So maybe we'll see.
They signed what's his name? I was just looking him up. DJ Reader.
Oh yeah. Bengals
Yeah,
defensive lineman.
Yeah, he did pretty well last year for them. I mean, they beefed up a bit on the defense for sure.
Yeah, which is definitely what they needed.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty good. Pretty good. And then they're gonna draft, re-sign everybody. So Lions will be a threat again. And speaking of threats, we got the Green Bay Packers, everybody.
Boy.
Some stuff happened.
Some stuff did happen. So
Y'all did things.
we released Devondre Campbell, which is fine with me. That dude got his bag and stopped trying, which, whatever. He's like 30-some. But that happened. Then we signed Josh Jacobs, 4 years, $48 million. I remember seeing this and I was like, dude, this is awesome. We're going to have Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs together. Our running game's going to be insane. And then we released Aaron Jones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wonder where he went.
Yeah. The worst part is I was like, you know what? It sucks, but like I get it. Aaron Jones getting older. He had a hamstring issues. Those pop up more frequently after they occur. But I'm still gonna cheer for him wherever he goes. And then it happened.
That's just how it goes in that division. There's a couple of divisions that are just like, I think maybe all divisions are like that. I just don't pay attention to all of them.
It's specifically Vikings with ex-Packers, like Brett Favre, Darren Sharper, Aaron Jones now, Ryan Longwell, Greg Jennings. Like
the
time.
AFC East is the same way though. Like it's just this. Even coaches, as Adam Gase, head coach of the New York Jets, formerly head coach of the Miami Dolphins, would like to show. But yeah, no, like seriously, it's like it's the same in the AFC East. Is like they just keep swapping around players, and it's just why.
Yeah, but we don't sign any of their players. They just take our players. Yeah. It never goes the other way.
Actually, the Jets have a team like that which is Seattle. Strangely, Seattle they always pick up Jets free agents or trades.
That's
for a
actually
while,
true.
Arizona was a big place for Steelers players too.
Oh yeah.
That's the Texans for the Pats as well.
Oh yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, who's the one Cardinal running back is the former Steeler, isn't he? What's his name?
James Conner.
Yeah, Conner.
Yeah. There's probably in the background like interorganizational like stuff that's layered above, the individual GMs and head coaches and stuff. Like this organization knows that they work well with this one kind of thing. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. But Aaron Jones, come on. Come on. So it sucks, but I get why they got Josh Jacobs, but I do think Aaron Jones' locker room presence is pretty valuable. However, I mean, it was good for the young team. Now they're a bit older, so I think they don't need it as much, but still, Aaron Jones very much like a life and soul of the team type of guy, and usually you want to keep those around, but I mean, Josh Jacobs is also very good. So
yeah,
I'm not too disappointed in that. I mean, people are like, he fell off last year. Yeah, he was on the Raiders, which if you didn't watch any Raiders games, let me tell you about the Raiders. They sucked ass and they had Devontae Adams. That was it. That was the only thing they had besides Josh Jacobs. And they had dumbass calling the plays. What was his name? The coach?
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels. Yeah, they had McDaniels calling the plays. They had a rotating wheel of quarterbacks, and then they were like, "We'll just run the ball," and then they just stacked the line and just hit Jacobs in the backfield. There's a reason the year before Josh Jacobs put up 1,600 yards, and it's probably because they had a quarterback that could actually throw the ball to the open receiver. So. I do think he's going to be good. I think he'll fit in perfectly in the Packer offense because we love play action, and he's the type of running back to where if they get fooled on the play action, he can probably get open and get some good yardage. He's a downhill type of running guy. He feels like he's got a little combination of A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. He's not as flashy as Aaron Jones, but he's not as bowling ball as A.J. Dillon, but it's a good middle ground. So I'm like, all right. And then we'll probably draft a running back as well. So I'm not too upset about the whole Aaron Jones stuff because now A.J. Dillon is gone as well, which I never have to see A.J. Dillon up the middle for 1 yard again. I am so happy that is now gone. Now I can see Josh Jacobs up the middle for 1 yard. That's going to be great.
Woo!
And then our other big signing, dude, what is this? We're signing players in free agency? Xavier McKinney, who we signed 4 years, $68 million, one of the best safeties in the NFL, and he's only 25 years old. He was actually tied for third with most solo tackles. He had 3 interceptions and only allowed 33 receptions, which was tied for 14th in the league. And he's very good. In fact, we lost Darnell Savage, our safety, and his tackle rate compared to Darnell Savage, for every tackle Darnell Savage made, Xavier McKinney made 3. So like he tackles players, which is something we also need because our defense didn't know how to tackle, which was pretty crucial. Especially when, I don't know, let's say, for example, let's say you're in a game that's important, like a divisional game against like a team like, I don't know, the 49ers. And then
this is just a random example.
This is just a random example. Yeah, and then your safety comes down and tries to tackle like, I don't know, Christian McCaffrey, and he gets run over and they get like a 70-yard touchdown. And if you had like an actual safety that knew how to tackle, it's probably a different game and you're probably moving on to the championship game. You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm very happy with this signing. And we're swapping to a 4-3 defense with no Joe Barry. So he'll actually get implemented properly, and it's going to be great. I'm very excited. We also re-signed Keyshawn Nixon, Corey Ballantyne, which is always confusing because he also plays with Corey Valentine. And it's kind of fun. And then we also re-signed Tyler Davis. Cool. So overall...
This is entirely tangential, and I think I might have even brought this up to you guys in the past, but it's just the most remarkable thing to me that the Oklahoma City Thunder, the basketball team, they currently have on their roster 2 guys named Jalen Williams. They are both actively playing, and they were both drafted the same year.
Yep.
Like that's my favorite part about it is they must have decided based on that at least a little bit. Yeah. Right? Like that at least the tiniest bit that had to influence their choice for their draft picks that year is that they drafted 2 dudes with the same name that are both playing.
It would be ever play at the same time?
They do. They're both on the floor at the same time sometimes.
That's
It has to be confusing, right? Like there's no way around it. It's like J Will 1 and J Will 2. There's no way to get around it.
Yeah, they're just like, cover Williams. He's like, which one? By that time, he's already got the ball. He scored.
Yeah, I mean, it's psychological warfare at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was fascinating.
It was fascinating. Thank you for your input.
Thank you.
Overall, I'm happy. Our entire offense is still like under 26 years old. So, and they're all on like rookie deals. So I'm pretty excited for the future. Now we're the Bengals. We're the Bengals. Okay. Then we had the Houston Texans, who are also doing things. Shocking. It turns out that people want to sign with the Texans now. Who knew that? Wow.
The difference a guy can make. Huh?
Yeah, the difference a guy can make. They re-signed many of their players. They also signed Foley Fatakazi.
Sure, give it to you.
He was former Jet.
Jaguar. Oh, and Jet. I think that's where I heard his name. It's probably Rob saying it.
He was really good.
Yeah, and through gritted teeth. You just used to hearing it that way.
He's really great. They signed Lonnie Johnson Jr., Jeff Okuda. Danico Autry, it's a good one. Mike Ford. They got Aziz Al-Shair. I think he was on the Lions, unless I'm crazy. No, he's on the Titans. Never mind. They're blue. They're both blue. They signed punter Tommy Townsend.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's actually, wasn't that the Chiefs punter?
Was it?
I think it was. Yeah, it was the Chiefs punter. Damn. He's going to Houston.
Okay, cool.
And then they signed Daniel Hunter from the Vikings, who 2 years, $49 million. Very good pass rusher.
Yes,
so,
he's very good.
He had 18 sacks last year, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You mentioned they re-signed Fairbairn?
Oh, yeah, they re-signed Fairbairn.
They got their kicker bag, baby, on a $16 million deal. The dude got paid.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good kicker. He's actually a very good kicker. So, overall, I mean, the Texans are much scarier than they already were, which was pretty scary. So they are now, I would say, like a top 4 team in the AFC at this point. Like there's no reason
they're up there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're division favorites now for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. I like the Texans. Then we got the Colts, folks. The Colts have signed Elite Dragon Joe Flacco.
Comeback player of the year.
Yep. He is back.
Oh, don't remind me about those shitty rewards.
They've also signed Raekwon Davis. I mean, I like this for Joe Flacco because he sits behind Anthony Richardson, who they're still going to go with. And I mean, Richardson looks good. It's just he definitely is a little injury prone because he keeps running into everybody, which is never good. But, you know, maybe he'll learn to protect himself a bit more. But I think he's going to be solid. And then they re-signed a bunch of their players, and they signed Raekwon Davis, which I already said. But that's pretty much it. They're pretty much the same Colts. They also released Minshew.
Wow, rip.
Yeah.
Rip Minshew.
He'll
But
get
now,
re-signed somewhere.
Okay, don't
he did.
don't let Anthony Richardson get injured again, please.
Yeah, just don't do that.
All right, yeah. Sorry about that.
Then we got the Jaguars. They, let's see, they do anything crazy. They franchise tag Josh Allen, although I think they
Mac Jones, baby.
They-
MacBook Jones,
trade
baby.
for Mac Jones, which
Why?
cool.
Didn't they already have a backup who actually
Cost him
wasn't-
his six, dude. Is
Their
basically
backup
free.
wasn't even horrible when he played last year.
Yeah, beat hard.
Yeah, like he
Oh,
did
yeah.
fine.
Beat hard.
Yeah. I don't know why it's
Yeah.
Jaguars.
Interesting choice.
They signed Darnell Savage, our safety that I just talked about how he can't tackle, so he's going to fit right in Jacksonville. He does get some interceptions. He had that one against Dallas that was really good. He also dropped one in the 49er game, which was terrible. They signed Ronald Darby, Devin Duvernay, Gabe Davis, who they paid $39 million for. I don't know if Gabe Davis is actually worth that because I don't think he really did that much last year.
I mean, he was-
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, well, let's consult in the stat wagon.
I just know
well,
he had
yeah,
that
no,
game.
He was good. I think he was good. Yeah.
He had that playoff
Played,
game where he got 4 touchdowns. That's like all I remember.
Played 15 games, had 746 yards receiving for 7 TDs. So, you know, pretty good. Middle of the pack.
That's okay. I don't know if that's worth $39 million. But it is the Jaguars, and they are just throwing money around, so
I think this might be like a legit like free fall year for the Jags. They might be bad again. I'm getting that feeling.
Yeah.
they're just it just feels like they don't know what they're doing. They're just like, what if we just throw some money at these people that are all right? And it's like, I don't know.
To
Sure.
be
What
fair,
if we
I
just
don't
trade
really
for Mac
know.
Jones?
I don't
Yeah.
really know how to fix the Jags either, to be honest. Like, there's not
Well-
really a glaring issue. They just aren't good enough.
It's
And-
I mean, to be honest, it's that Trevor Lawrence isn't,
That might be the
as
core of it.
life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
he seems good and they can definitely build around him and build a successful team, but it's not like, he's gonna single
Right now, he has to beat other teams that are significantly better than his, and
Yeah.
he can't do that. Like, it's like I'm not even talking about like beating Patrick Mahomes. I'm talking about like getting out of the first round of the AFC playoffs. Like that's their demon right now, and that's sort of
Yeah.
outside of the realm of possibility.
Yeah. It's especially with the Texans there now. It's getting a little crazy. So
Yeah.
I don't. It's not looking great for the Jaguars. But who knows? Maybe they turn around. Maybe something crazy happens. Probably not.
You never know.
Yeah. They also signed Arik Armstead, the 49er lineman, who's pretty good. So there you go. Get a little better on the old D line.
Or something.
Yeah. Then we had the Chiefs, who signed Irv Smith Jr. He'll probably have like 2,000 receiving yards as a tight end. They released MVS. He got his ring.
Yep.
They
Freaking off.
They franchise tag L'Jarius Sneed, and they re-signed Chris Jones for an insane 5-year, $158 million deal for a defensive lineman.
Oh
Where is that money coming from?
Yeah, no one's paying for that out of pocket.
can you
dude.
do that?
That's
I don't know. That is
crazy.
insane.
Yeah.
That is
Good
so
for
much
him.
money.
He deserves every cent
So
of that. but
surely,
holy
like
shit.
in like 2 or 3 years, they will have 3 players on their team, right?
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
Like this is actually like a weirdly another all-in year for them, in that like they're so fucked in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's,
it's constantly they're going the Patriots route, right? Of like, there's no they're just constantly in reload mode forever.
Yeah, well, there's nothing left but all in at this point,
Right,
because
yeah.
if you try anything else, you're not making any headway anyway.
They Patrick Mahomes also restructured his contract to give them $21 million in cap space.
Yeah,
That helps.
that'll be helpful.
Speaking of pulling up Pats, dude, yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
know how that works. Like, is he just getting his contract
He
backloaded?
restructures it.
Yes,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay. So they're just
They
like,
basically push it to another year.
yeah, they're just like, we'll pay you in the future. And then like that year hits. And then once that year hits, they're just like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well,
then
they can
often they just
basically-
restructure it again too.
Yeah, there are some. There's like a limitation on. It goes in like cycles. I don't remember how long. It's like 4 years or something, where it ticks over, and then they have to pay out what they're whatever. Anyway, like
Yeah,
there's a certain amount that they can't say like, oh yeah, in the future we'll push it ahead.
Right.
But overall they could just keep doing that until the end, and it's guaranteed, right? So like
Yeah.
it's
He's gonna get paid. It's just
he's gonna get
a matter
paid.
of time.
Yeah.
right.
So they'll be competitive again this year.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
They're probably gonna win the Super Bowl, dude.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
no team has ever done that. That would be actually absurd if they managed to do that.
Yeah.
It would be insane. I don't think they're gonna do it, but I also said that last year. But I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't think they were gonna do it all the way through the fucking playoffs,
Yeah.
and they didn't. So I mean, like at this point,
Yeah. I don't know. But what we do know is the Raiders are a team in the NFL.
That's
Kind
of.
of.
Yeah.
Well, that's cue Apollo. Like, are they?
yeah,
They released Jimmy G, Brian Hoyer, Jerry Tillery, and Hunter Renfro.
Yeah.
And they signed
I
Gardner
was waiting for the
Minshew.
other half of that. Yeah, like they did other stuff too.
Yeah,
right?
they signed Gardner Minshew, 2 years, $25 million.
Mhm.
And they signed Christian Wilkins from the Dolphins for 4 years, $110 million. Another big one.
Brother, I am all about some Minshew magic up in LV. Come on now.
Mhm.
Why not? Why not? Give him the
They're
reins.
looking at the draft, right?
Probably,
They're
but
probably looking at the draft and Justin Fields maybe.
Minshew's still good. I don't get it. Like he puts up numbers on the field. Let him take the wheel for you.
Minshew magic fell off a bit as the year went on.
Yeah, like he's not
Yeah.
bad, but
He's a very good backup. I think
Yeah.
that he's finally proven that that's where he's just like one of the best backups.
yeah, like he may be the best backup, to be honest.
There's an argument.
Yeah, but the Raiders their defense will be good.
They still have Adams, right?
Yeah, they still have Adams. So I mean, there you go. That's something. They still got Adams.
Yeah.
And
Freedom.
that's
And they got Adams. Don't forget.
Yeah, they got Adams. Did you know
Yeah.
that?
Mhm, they got Adams.
Mm-hmm.
And question: Are they gonna have Adams? Like, is that
I heard they might have Adams.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying they're gonna have Adams?
I'm gonna
Newsflash
say
bulletin.
I'm
Devontae
gonna
Adams confirmed to play for the Las Vegas Raiders.
nah. I'm just saying. I think maybe it's not confirmed that they have Adams. Is all I'm saying. I don't know
think
if
this
he's-
guy's
is
crazy.
I'm just saying.
What we know for sure though is that they got Adams.
I've heard that they have Adams. I'm not sure though.
All right, we're done with the Raiders.
I don't
So-
want to move on
No.
from this bit. I want to keep talking about.
We
All right.
do
I
need
got
to
good
clarify
news for you,
this.
Bear.
What's that?
We all have Adams.
Wow.
Wow.
You think? Did you see how he did that and he flipped it around? That was pretty
Do
good.
they
I
got
like
a
that.
vaccine for that?
Okay, now you can go.
The Los Angeles Chargers have released Eric Kendricks, Andrew Trainer, AJ Uzodonma, and Mike Williams. They
Big
signed.
name on the market.
Yep, Mike Williams gonna probably go to the Chiefs or some shit. I don't know.
Pissed
And he'll-
me off greatly.
Yeah, he'll have like a giant breakout year, not get injured the entire season.
Yeah.
Gus Edwards to the Chargers and Will Disley to the Chargers. So
They lost Austin Eckler.
they did lose Austin Eckler. That's right. That's actually a pretty big loss as well. Like one of your best
Yeah.
running backs / hybrid receiving running back. I don't know. We'll see how that
I mean,
works
another
out.
guy that had a down year, but it's still Austin Eckler, and he's still, how old is he? He's only like 27 or something, right? I think he's still pretty young.
Yeah, I think he's still pretty young.
He's got some in the tank, I'm sure. Yeah,
28.
I think he's a good pickup for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he went to the football team. The old football team.
Yeah.
The old football team.
The big Charger thing is they got Jim Harbaugh, so
Right.
that's what they mainly care about, to be honest. Because he's just trying to take the team and be like, why can't you guys win? You have a roster, and they're like, I don't know. So he's trying to fix that. Surely they will win next year, right, everybody?
Oh yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
The Los Angeles Rams. They released their center, Brian Allen. They re-signed DeMarcus Robinson and Kevin Dotson. And they signed Jonah Jackson, 3 years, $51 million, a guard. Kobe Parkinson, 3 years, $22 million, tight end. I don't even know who that is, but he's getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
And Darius
luck.
Williams, corner, 3 years, $22 million. So he is from Jacksonville.
All right,
Cool.
all right.
Rams. I mean, the Rams will be all right.
I mean, they certainly overperformed. So, and making any move here is worth, or they got nowhere to go but up, basically, because we kind of wrote them off already.
I mean, they can still go down.
All right, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Ah, shit, he's
It is
right.
the NFL.
He's got a point.
There's an opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, cool. I think they actually have draft picks this year, though. Normally they trade all their draft picks, but I think they do have their draft picks, so that could be big.
Go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they have a first, second, third, fifth, sixth, seventh. They have 4
Whoa.
6-rounders.
But do they have
that's
Adams?
a move up?
That's a good
Yeah.
question.
That's a good question.
We'll find out eventually. The Miami Dolphins. They have released Emmanuel Ogbah, Jerome Baker, Keon Crossan. They signed Jonnu Smith, tight end. I know him.
Yep.
They signed Anthony Walker Jr., linebacker Jordan Brooks, Aaron Brewer, a center, Shaquille Barrett. They signed Jordan Poyer from the Bills, Saran Neal. Wait, isn't he also on the Bills? Are they just signing the Bills secondary? They are, dude. The Dolphins are doing they're pulling the Viking. They're taking their rivals' players.
Yep.
They released Xavier Howard, the
East,
corner,
baby.
and they signed Kendall Fuller as well, corner from the football team. So Dolphins doing a little bit of a reload. They've actually
I
made a
don't
lot.
know
of
what's
moves.
going to go on with them. They had another end of their season where it was like, what?
They had
They're
to
all
play in the
injured
cold.
again.
Yeah, I was gonna say they just sort of fell apart physically.
That's true. Their entire
Yeah.
team was just hurt, and they had to play in the cold. That was the double whammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's another season of like, well, they'll probably be competitive, and then we'll see what happens in the playoff.
Yeah.
Then we had the Vikings. They released Alexander Madison, Dean Lowry. They re-signed some guys, and then they signed Aaron Jones, obviously. John Parker Romo. Who the hell is this? Oh, he's a kicker? Dude, look at this, guys. You got to look at this. Okay, hold on.
Sounds like a character in a soap opera, dude. What the fuck?
He doesn't look real. All right, hold on. I'm going to put this in our thing.
Oh no.
Look at his picture. Just like click it so it really gets big. It looks like he's just wearing a big t-shirt. He like showed up.
He looks like he's wearing NFL fan merch.
He does. Yeah,
He does
The
actually.
t-shirt's way too big.
yeah, it's gigantic. That is.
That is funny.
So yeah, he's a Viking.
All right.
They signed Sam Darnold. They signed Blake Cashman, who was on the Texans, linebacker. They signed Andrew Van Ginkel, who was on the Dolphins, and Jonathan Greenard, edge rusher. So another
Darnold!
Texan. Yeah. The Vikings are gonna be bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Darnold.
Darnold.
Yeah.
Then we had the Patriots.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. They released J.C. Jackson, Lawrence Guy,
Big
and
freaking
Adrian
list of
Phillips.
names, dude. They made a lot of fucking moves.
Released Devontae Parker. They signed Chukwuma Okafor.
Oh, yeah. He was a Steeler.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now he's a Patriot. They signed Antonio Gibson, who was with the Commanders, I believe. They signed Jacoby Brissett. He's back.
Brisket.
Yeah.
Would have been the
Brisket's
best
back.
quarterback on the team last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could have been. And they signed Taki. Great name.
Yep.
That is wonderful.
And they signed Austin Hooper. So
You mentioned Henry already, right? Re-signed for 27 mil. 3 years.
yeah, they re-signed Hunter Henry. They re-signed Kendrick Bourne, Jalen Rager, and Anthony Jennings re-signed. I mean, just some great moves where they're going to be in last place.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, like this is easily one of the Patriots' most exciting off seasons, but it's very funny too because you linked that chart that Kevin Cole tweeted. I think he's he's a data scientist for Pro Football Focus. So he put out this improvement index through March 13th, the offseason moves that all the teams have made, and the Patriots, you'll note, are in the exact center of the chart, meaning they didn't do shit. Statistically speaking, they didn't actually do anything.
They did not.
Team is exactly the same.
I believe that's the official term. The Bear is a statistician.
Yep, that is the official
Didn't do shit.
terminology. They didn't do shit.
Yep.
We still talked about them more than the Cowboys.
That we did. To be fair, the Cowboys are very bad on that list. They're the fourth worst. They're at negative 25 in terms of improvement index. So,
I guess I'd rather be in the middle than be on the far left of that chart where you're
no doubt
not
about
wanting to be.
The Saints up next have released Marcus May, which I believe former Jet, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
They extended Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, and then they signed Willie Gay and Xander Horvath, fullback.
Hogarth.
The Saints have no money, so that's why they haven't really done anything. They're getting like cap hell. In fact, I think they're at like one of the worst cap thing. We talked about it last season. It's bad. So
Wait a minute. Wee woo signing alert.
Oh,
The Bills are signing wide receiver Curtis Samuel to a 3-year deal.
oh, okay.
There you go.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. Curtis
Curtis
Samuel
Samuel was
pretty
like
well.
a highlight of the Commanders' offense last year.
Yeah.
He's Curtis Samuel Jr., right? Because I remember when his dad was playing.
Oh, I think you're right.
I know that.
Oh wait, maybe I'm totally wrong.
I think you are right. I remember Curtis Samuel, unless he just has the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. But there was another player like that. If it's not him, I thought it was him.
Curtis,
I'm not seeing a Curtis.
Okay,
Samuel
maybe.
Sr.
Never mind. I think.
All right, so never mind. Yeah.
Who am I thinking? I thought you. Maybe
That
I'm
would
thinking
be
of
a fun
Curtis.
story.
Is it Curtis Martin? Maybe or no?
Well, yeah, no, that's
Or Curtis Martin, I think, was just Curtis Martin.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever it is. Curtis Samuel, let's see. So he's put up, pretty decent numbers. 600 yards, 4 touchdowns, 650, 4 touchdowns. And this is on the football team with no real quarterback. And, I think with the Bills, he could probably get up to 800,000 yards, especially as the 2.
Mhm.
So we'll see. Then we have the Giants, the New York Football Giants. So they traded for Brian Burns from the Panthers. We already went over that. They signed Jalen Mills, safety. They signed Isaiah McKenzie, wide receiver. They signed Drew Lock, quarterback. Drew Lock. They got Devin Singletary to replace Saquon Barkley, who is gone. So that's kind of weird. Saquon Barkley not on the Giants anymore.
Strange.
They also released Mark Glowinski. Not Glowinski. But they did re-sign Gunnar Olszewski. Yep.
Of course.
You're getting thrown a lot of curveballs today.
Yeah, a lot of
appreciate
curveballs.
That's a tough one. Yeah, no, that's rough.
And then they signed John Runyon Jr., 3 years, $30 million, former Packer. And I don't know why they paid him $30 million because he's not good. I'm going to let you know right now, this is the guy that went offensive offsides twice in one game for us and didn't play very good. So that's great. Have fun. That's pretty much the New York Giants offseason so far. I mean, their defense gets better and their offense gets a little worse or just side graded. Like, I don't know.
I mean, they lost Saquon. They got worse.
They got worse. New York Jets. Dude, Rob, here we go.
Yeah.
That's the appropriate reaction. Yeah, he's still grounded. I respect that.
Yeah. So the Jets have released Malik Hall, Laken Tomlinson, and CJ Uzoma. Any opinions?
I mean, that's totally fine. Actually, probably beneficial in some of those cases.
All right. They've re-signed Greg Zuerlein, Chuck Clark, and Thomas Morstead.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, kicker and punter are the three of those. So how exciting can you get?
They did pretty good.
I mean, they did a lot of work last year.
Yeah, they did. They did.
And then they actually made a trade acquiring Morgan Moses, offensive tackle from the Ravens, for a 6th-round pick and a swap of 4th-rounders.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty nice. I'm happy about that. That's positive.
That's technically part of the offense.
That is part of the offense.
Yep.
They also traded Aaron Rodgers to a vice president position.
That's a big one.
RFK
That's a big
Jr.,
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
For,
breaking
for
new
a pound
ground.
of
That's,
ayahuasca.
at least the Jets are making some moves that are.
I don't know if it's a tax break or what.
I honestly kind of want it to happen now because it would be so funny. It would just be the funniest fucking thing.
Well, it's funny until it's not. We've already learned that lesson a couple of times.
If it happens, I will be extraordinarily mad, but that'll make for good podcasting. And also, it just would be the funniest timeline.
Yeah, no, I mean, like it's probably gonna happen is the thing.
I mean,
It's kind of crazy because, like, when I had Aaron Rodgers on my team, we got all the craziness, but he also played football at a pretty good level. But now the Jets have all the craziness, and he hasn't played football at all.
No. At any level, in any shape, we've literally only gotten. In fact, he has publicly said, "Yeah, we want a team with no drama." He's the only source of drama on the entire team the whole time. It's absurd, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get to 5 plays.
Yeah, we might. Who knows? He's gonna get the play number 5, and he's like, "They need me for the vice presidency. I gotta go, guys." It's like leaves.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is that it is not going to happen because, like, in order for him to pick a vice president, he has to like get to a point where he has a chance to win.
Yeah.
I was trying so hard to think of an appropriate analogy, and the best I got is like that's like Carrot Top saying he's sick of prop comedy.
Right,
Yeah.
We got enough.
Well,
yeah.
They also seemingly are going to get rid of Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So that's not surprising.
Yep.
And they did sign Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. That is good.
That's an actual good signing. They've done it. They've learned that they need a backup quarterback.
5 years on, and Joe Douglas finally figured out you need a competent backup going into the season.
Yep. Who would have guessed?
Before, did he? I could have sworn Tyrod Taylor used to play for the Jets. He was on the Bills for a bit, but
I don't know if he ever had a run here. He's
been a lot of places.
Had a run here.
Yeah, he's been around.
He was with the Bills initially for a
Ravens,
while.
Bills, Browns, Chargers, Texans, Giants, and now back to over to the Jets. Stay in the same stadium.
A real Fitzpatrick kind of guy.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's actually one of those backup QBs. I feel like that is partially getting work because kind of expecting that he might start and that he's good.
Yeah,
he is good, dude. Like every time we talk about Tyrod Taylor, it's just like this guy just keeps showing up.
Yeah,
he reminds me of Sam Bradford, honestly. Like, maybe not to that like level of statistical anomaly, but it's just like he can play, he just gets injured a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Ty now.
Well, I mean, he did clarify once that his name is Tyrod, actually. Not
did he? Oh,
Tyrod.
now I
Yeah.
feel like a jackass.
Well,
But people just still kept calling him Tyrod. All the
Yeah.
announcers kept calling him Tyrod the next week.
well, they will forever and ever.
Yep.
Then the Jets also signed Javon Kinlaw from the 49ers, John Simpson, offensive guard from the Ravens, and Isaiah Oliver, corner from the 49ers.
Mhm.
So, cool.
Yeah. Woo! We're going to be great. Woo!
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers still does play at an Aaron Rodgers level, I mean, they can win games.
Yeah, except here's the problem. He does need people to throw the ball to.
Uh-oh.
And also, he needs people to make it so that he doesn't get hit immediately.
Uh-oh.
Which is, I'm just gonna say has not been addressed meaningfully so far in free agency.
They got Morgan Moses.
Yep. Yeah, they did. That's good. It's pretty much our whole line.
Anyway.
There's 5 players there.
Oh, that's right. You need 5 of those. That's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Oh,
tough.
boy.
We also got rid of one of our tight ends as well, so that's another. It's basically a backup lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. We also don't have that many draft picks. We have I think a normal amount, but I was kind of hoping that a team that was gonna be all in would
Yeah.
go all in.
Right. That is usually involved with that. Yeah.
Yeah, just like the
What would be the
Cowboys
thought?
said they would.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The Jets currently have 1, 3, 4, 4, 6, 7, 7. As
Yeah,
their
see, that's not that exciting.
yeah. No, the which by the way, thank you
Rebuilding the
for
rest
that
of-
second rounder. We're gonna use that really help us out this year.
Yep.
So then we go to the Eagles.
Woo!
Woo! The Eagles released Avonte Maddox, Kevin Byard, Fletcher Cox, and Jason Kelsey both retired, which is actually pretty insane. That's 2 big
Yeah.
Eagle pieces.
Yeah.
Longtime Eagles. They signed Devontae Parker, CJ Gardner-Johnson, extended Jake Elliott, their kicker, re-signed their punter, Braden Mann, and they signed Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley.
That's gotta hurt if you're a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine your favorite running back going to a rival team in the division. That's gotta suck. Yeah.
I don't know about they had one of the most historically horrible collapses in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And now where are we going to be this year when 2 of your best players retired? I don't know, man.
Well, now
We might be seeing.
Who's gonna win the division?
Yeah. Well, according to Magic, it can't be the Cowboys.
Correct.
Yep.
Finally believes.
I didn't say blessed. According to.
I mean, the Eagles could win the division.
I think if there's
I don't
any
think the
season that
Eagles-
proved the black magic of the NFC East, it was last season.
yeah. I mean, I don't think the Giants are gonna win it,
No.
and the Commanders are looking better, but I don't think they're gonna.
Well, they need a quarterback.
They're gonna draft a quarterback. It could be like C.J. Stroud situation.
Yeah, that's true.
It probably won't be, but it could be.
I mean,
That's why I still
Yeah.
think the Eagles are gonna win it, just because I think they're still a veteran team. With
yeah.
they still got AJ Brown, they still got Hurts, they got Saquon now. Honestly, it's
they
gonna be
can win
being
it
healthy.
now. So, they're allowed to to win it next. So,
Yeah, they can win it next year. The curse is up,
mhm.
so we'll see. I still think they're gonna win it, but I'm not as confident in them as I was a year or 2 ago.
yeah.
Well, actually, last year I wasn't really confident in them, really at all. So, anyway, now we get to the big team we've been waiting for, specifically Apollo, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Holy.
So
The Steelers are not a team.
that's
that-
it. They're not a team.
Yep. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
I'm here till Thursday.
They're not a team that really does a lot of free agency stuff every year. It's not common. They're not like the Packers, who literally didn't do anything until this is the first free agency they've ever participated in.
Yep.
But they don't usually do what they've done, which is sign Russell Wilson, quarterback. We got a quarter. Look,
they've done it.
I will tell what I tell you. I'll tell the viewers at home what I've told you guys, and I told my chat. It's free.
Yeah.
It's a free quarterback.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are not paying him anything. So, like, there's literally no like the only downside is if
Free
he comes
Super
in.
Bowl winning QB. Actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only downside is he comes in and is just so toxic. Like, if he's bad, we'll just play Kenny Pickett or something, and I'm not opposed to that. But like, there's literally like a 99% chance this is only good or neutral for free. So that's value any way you shake it. Honestly, the things I'm more excited about are all the other signings we did, because we went out and we poached our division rivals, like second best like defense or third best defensive player in Patrick Queen.
Yep.
And we desperately needed linebackers, so that was a huge signing, and it made Ravens fans mad. So love that for us. We also stole the Texans punter, who's a pretty good punter.
Yep, the Bill Burr punter.
So we solved our punter problem, which makes me sad because I liked our punter. He just couldn't stop shanking punts. It's just one of those deals.
That is bad.
That's bad. Yeah. But he we solved that problem. We went and we got a cornerback from the Panthers, Dante Jackson.
Yep, that was we traded Johnson
the
trade.
Yes, the Deontay Johnson trade. Who supposedly is like, I think he's also one of those good, but he's only going to play 3 games for us kind of player.
Yep.
I believe. But another huge issue, like we released Patrick Peterson, so we needed another cornerback, and so now we have one, and we have him alongside Joey Porter Jr., Rookie of the Year candidate, Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. So like, the Steelers went out and like did business, like business, and went ahead and fixed a lot of problems before the draft even started.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get excited because like quarterback is still an issue. Just signing Russell Wilson doesn't magically make quarterback problem go away, as Denver showed.
Yeah.
But I'm happy we solved a lot of our other problems. So I feel like I want to see the Steelers do what I said, which is like go into the draft and like find a late round quarterback and just, see what's up with that,
Yeah.
There's a very dumb and bad rumor that the Steelers are in talks with the Vikings for JJ. I doubt it. I think it's bullshit, but that would be wild.
That would be wild.
I mean, hear me out. You trade the quarterback you just drafted, Kenny Pickett, to the Vikings who need a quarterback. So you actually eat some of the trade value there.
Yeah.
I don't think they would do that.
They're not going to do that, but it's fun to talk about. It's fun to talk about.
It is fun to talk about.
Because the only thing we're missing now is wide receiver. We lost Deontay Johnson. We have a huge hole at wide receiver. We still have George Pickens, who has a lot of room to grow. I like Calvin Austin III still too. But we definitely, either in the draft or in free agency, we either need to go get a Mike Williams type. Tyler Boyd is in the apparently we're looking at Tyler Boyd.
Yeah.
From the Bengals. Which not bad. I don't mind. I think Tyler Boyd's fine. Yeah. So we're looking. I don't know who we're gonna land on, but we're probably not done. Steelers are probably gonna do one more free agency thing in the wide receiver area before this is all said and done.
Yeah. I mean, they also got rid of Mitch Trubisky, which,
Yeah. We got rid of all of our really bad players.
Yeah. How is Mason Cole, Keanu Neal, Allen Robinson?
Mason Cole was one of the biggest reasons we sucked. He was our center. And he was horrible. Literally cost us like a game at one point because he fumbled 2 like back-to-back snaps.
All right, well, explains why he's released.
Yeah. Center's a huge. I'm thinking we're gonna go to the draft for center, but we'll see. There's still some centers available or something. I'm not sure.
I think center is one of the like biggest positions a lot of teams want this year in the draft too.
Yeah, but there's a lot of centers this draft, I think, too. So it's gonna be interesting,
Yeah,
to say the least.
It'll be an interesting draft. We'll see.
Mhm.
And 49ers released Isaiah Oliver and Arik Armstead, we mentioned earlier. They re-signed some of their guys that I haven't heard of. And then they signed Jordan Elliott, defensive lineman, who was with the Browns, I believe. Leonard Floyd, that's a pretty big one. He was the guy with the Bills, who used to be with the Bears and the Rams. He's kind of been around. And they signed Yetur Gross-Matos. That's right.
That's a pretty great name.
Say it again.
Yetur Gross-Matos.
Okay.
Yetur
okay.
grows tomatoes.
Yeah.
They signed him. So, no, it's the 49ers. They'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, Seahawks. They released a lot of guys. They released Jamal Adams, former Jet great, who still hasn't signed anywhere. They released Will Dissly, Quandre Diggs, Brian Moan, Nick Ballore. I don't know, like half these players. I know Quandre Diggs. I think he's pretty good. Then they signed Nick Harris, center. They re-signed Noah Fant, Leonard Williams, Rayshon Jenkins, George Fant they brought in. And then they acquired Sam Howell from the Commanders, which I guess is a thing.
There.
Yep. So, I don't know. The Seahawks are okay.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what the Seahawks are doing actually. Like now Pete Carroll's gone.
Breaking news.
Oh
my goodness.
Free
Breaking
agent running back A.J. Dillon
Oh.
plans to sign with the Packers.
Oh
No! God damn it.
AJ Dillon up the middle for one.
He's
baby.
back.
He's back.
He laterals back to Josh Jacobs. He goes up the middle for one.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
it's just so funny.
That's great. Well, as long as we don't pay
I
him
wish
a
the
lot of money.
Packers would do something in free agency and a finger curls on the monkey's paw.
I mean, I guess. Like, listen, I don't hate AJ Dillon. It's just I wanted to move on to somebody younger in the draft. I mean, we probably still draft somebody, I guess. As long as it's a cheap deal, it's fine. But if it's like we could have brought back Aaron Jones money, then I'm going to be upset. So,
Yeah.
cool. I mean, AJ Dillon's still like a solid pass blocker and stuff. So I'm like, it's fine. And he knows the system and whatever. Okay. But man, I have to. I just that play, dude. The AJ Dillon up the middle. I was maybe LaFleur will stop. He won't.
No.
Then we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who re-signed Baker Mayfield for 3 years, $100 million.
Yeah.
Wow, imagine if the Browns just kept the quarterback they already had.
Nah, they couldn't do that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and honestly, he earned it. Like
Yeah,
he definitely earned it.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
like
weren't
Baker
supposed
Mayfield.
to. They weren't supposed to go to the playoffs.
Yeah. They also signed Jordan Whitehead. They re-signed Levante David, Chase Edmonds, Greg Gaines, Chase McLaughlin, and Mike Evans, 2 years, $41 million. Franchise tagged Antoine Winfield Jr., and then they lost Shaq Barrett. So pretty much the same team coming back, actually.
Thinking of
So
Antoine Winfield Jr.
what?
Sorry, I'm thinking about from earlier that I thought there was a junior.
Yeah.
who I
Yeah.
remember playing.
Antoine
Sorry.
Winfield did play. His dad played.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
him playing.
Yeah. So maybe that's what you're thinking about.
No, I think I'm thinking about Asante Samuel Jr.
Oh, Asante Samuel. Oh, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
There you go.
That actually would make a lot of sense. I knew there was a Samuel Jr. I think I was
Yeah,
just also
that's
confused.
why. Yeah, sorry. Well, if you ever wanted that plot point resolved, we have figured it out.
We figured it out.
We're
There it
all
is.
about closing the plot points.
Yep.
In
Our
this show.
producers are working furiously behind the scenes, making sure it all
Yep.
lines up.
They sure are, because we don't have them.
Yeah.
And the Titans are doing things. They re-signed Morgan Cox. They re-signed Nick Folk and Nick Westbrook. Kine? Yes.
Right.
And then they signed Tony Pollard, 3 years, $24 million. They signed Lloyd Cushenberry III, 4 years, $50 million.
It's amazing.
It is a phenomenal
Is he
name.
royalty?
He probably is.
Of the Cushenberry dynasty.
Yeah, yes. The third of the Cushenberries.
He needs to become a lawyer so that he can add Esquire to the title.
He just becomes a lawyer specifically just for that reason alone. Chidobe Awuzie, 3 years. He's a good corner from the
name, too.
Bengals. Yep.
What to
The
say.
Kenneth Murray Jr., 2 years, $15 million. Linebacker. Sadiq Charles, a guard. They signed Mason Rudolph from the Steelers.
Yeah, I wish him well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he might get some playing time as well.
Yeah, it'll probably be a competition between him and Lewis.
Or Levis. Will Levis.
Levis, yeah.
So they'll be good. And then they signed Calvin Ridley for 4 years, $92 million, which
worst deal of the free agency.
that is.
Why would you do this?
Like, he didn't even do that well in Jacksonville.
I know this is the obvious thing people have been saying, but it's so true and it pisses me off, and I think it pisses everyone off. You just could have signed AJ Brown.
Yeah.
This is the money you probably would have given to AJ Brown.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's just so bad. I don't know what the Titans are doing. They're just kind of whatever. They're doing Titans things. So that's the Titans. They're still in like rebuild mode at this point, which is another like, why are they? I don't know. Then we had the Commanders, who released Charles Leno Jr., Logan Thomas, and Nick Gates. Then they signed Zach Ertz. It's pretty good. Dorrance Armstrong, a defensive lineman. Tyler Biadasz, 3 years, $30 million. Frankie Louvu, 3 years, $30 million. Austin Eckler, 2 years for $11.4 million. That's like a really good deal for Austin Eckler.
No, seriously. Well, how did that happen?
Yeah, I have no idea. I think he knows somebody there in the new coaching staff or something. I don't know. They got Brandon McManus, the kicker. It's pretty good. Nick Allegretti, 3 years, $16 million guard. They signed Clellan Ferrell. I remember when the Raiders took him round 1. Marcus Mariota is their backup now. As Rob knows, the Italian Stallion.
The Italian Stallion from, what was it, Turkey or something?
I don't know where.
Romania?
It's like Romania.
Yeah.
But he is Italian, of course. They signed Tyler Ott, long snapper, and then they signed Jeremy Chin. And then they signnd Bobby Wagner.
Wait, sorry. Is Jeremy Chin a gangster from the 1940s?
Jeremy Chin. Watch yourself, kid.
Hey, watch out. That's the Chin. He'll fill you full of lead.
Yeah, then they got Bobby Wagner because they have Dan Quinn as their coach, and he likes Dan Quinn, so he went to the Commanders. So, I mean, they've signed a lot of people. They've kind of overhauled the roster at this point. So, get some draft picks
to see where they go.
Yeah, now that they have like some sort of competent management, it is nice to see. So I do think they'll be like a decent team this year. I don't think they're gonna win the division or something, but I think they'll be competent, which is pretty good for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that, and that's every team's free agency.
Oh my.
Oh my!
So far,
indeed.
also important
so
to
far.
note.
So
So far, I was trying to refresh to make sure we didn't miss anything, but that's it.
Yeah. Which I mean, and last year wasn't there? There was some like late free agency stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's still some players like that are gonna get signed, and
Yeah.
like I think there are some like bigger free agents still haven't signed, or there's still some trades. We still might get some Justin Fields news. Yeah, you don't know.
Maybe Justin Jefferson news.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson news. I'm sure before the
Mike
draft.
Williams.
Yeah, Mike Williams still has to sign. So there's plenty of stuff that'll happen, but we'll do a draft show, or we'll do our pre-draft show, which will be Rob doing his quarterback analysis. Then we have the breaking everything down. I still want to do a mock draft. People can join me, but I'll do one.
Well, I could do 10 picks. Well, actually, I don't know. Because the truth is, like, I just don't watch any players in college football.
Well, I don't either. So,
yeah.
Well, I guess it's kind of like I look at a bunch of other mock drafts and I'm like, I'll do my own version of what I think here.
Yeah.
NFL, let's see. We have NFL draft date. When is the draft date? It's like
April something? April 9th
April 20th? April 25th. April 25. So that is on a Thursday. So I think we can do the pre-draft on the Tuesday. So that should work. On the 23rd, sure. We'll do the draft show then. And then we'll live stream the draft on Thursday night like we normally do. And it'll be a good time.
Yeah. And we'll do a post draft.
Yeah. Then we'll do the post draft show the next week. So
yeah,
it's looking good. So yeah, a lot of fun happening around the NFL. Crazy offseason. It's gonna be a crazy next year. All for the Chiefs to probably just win it again.
I swear to God, though, if they like, I mean, I guess call me again when we get to the AFC championships and it's the Chiefs again. But I don't know. Right now, I'm like, if they win it 3 in a row, that it would be.
It's unprecedented.
I mean, it would be absurd. I would be kind of hyped for that.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah. No, it would be. I would not be hyped for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It also says Green Bay. We just got the thing. It says Green Bay used a rare 4-year qualifying offer on AJ Dillon to keep him around. Why is it rare to use a qualifying offer in year 4? I don't know. I don't know this shit. Somebody tell me in the comments, or I don't know. Either way, that's us. Yeah, he's the coupon. Thank you for listening, watching. Thank you, patrons.
Thank you sincerely, patrons, for especially you folks who are sticking around in the offseason.
Seriously, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Very much appreciated. And we'll be back in a little over a month from now. So we'll see you then for the good old NFL draft.
Yeah. Jets Super Bowl.
Sure is.
Get the players you wanted. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.